The incredible true story of LeBron James, from homeless to NBA GOAT. Every bright story begins from a dark edge, and the same thing happened to the king of basketball, LeBron James. A 9-year-old homeless boy who used to think about what he will eat the next morning became one of the most expensive players in the NBA. James's struggle is a most inspiring story for any person out there. That's why today we are here to share with you the incredible story of LeBron James, from homeless to NBA GOAT, greatest of all time. If you want to know exactly what happened, then stay tuned till the end of the video. And to watch more videos like this one in your YouTube dashboard, then hit the red subscribe button and press the bell icon. So, without any further delay, let's get started. The king of basketball, LeBron James, was born on December 30th, 1984 in Akron, Ohio. Due to the fame of his beaming career, it becomes difficult for people to believe that James faced a very rough childhood. Obviously, he didn't earn overnight success. Instead, he gave his entire life to basketball. From the worry of homelessness to what to eat at night, James faced everything. Like many other kids, he was not given the optimum environment that every kid needs. Because his father was arrested a lot of the time and his mother had to take care of him and his other siblings, it was really difficult for a single mother to earn sufficient money for their kids and to feed them. The situation became more tensed when they were no longer able to pay the dues of James's school. He stopped going to school when he was in the 4th grade. The only thing that brought hope and relief to James was sports. He was interested in basketball and football from the very beginning. His mother bought him a basketball and a net so that he could enjoy the game. For James, sports were way more important than entertainment. He used to put in lots of time playing basketball. His true journey began when he was selected to play on school levels. He used to play on national levels, but the thing that made him the GOAT of the NBA was his efficient strategies from an early age. James was the first teenager to have a lot of fans when he used to play on high school levels. At the same time, he was putting his efforts into football too. He won some championships on a national level. James used to play both football and basketball in middle and high school. People believed that he would become a football pro in the future, but his fate changed when he broke his wrist during an AAU game in June 2002. Because of the 2-month recovery time, James decided that he should put his whole effort into a single game. The decision he came up with was basketball. If he had not had his wrist broken, then he would have been a football player. His football coach realized that there was a lot of talent in him, but the circumstances he was facing were giving him a tough time. James's coach knew that because of financial conditions, James was no longer able to continue his education. So he took James with him, and James started living with his coach. He played a very important role in his basketball career because he was the one who introduced James to basketball when James was only 9. As he was growing up, he chose to play for the Northeast Ohio Shooting Stars team. This was the first official team that James played for. Instead of joining his local public school, with the help of his coach, James joined St. Vincent St. Mary High School. In his rookie year, LeBron had averaged 21 points and 6 rebounds per game, but he soon averaged 29 points, 8.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 3.3 steals per game. His performance per game was getting a lot of attention from many international teams. He was the first young player to become a global favorite among all. This was a dramatic accomplishment in such a short duration. There was no other player like him on his team who could take charge and ensure the win. His speed and athletic skills made people think about him, and fans wanted to see him in every game. LeBron's main focus was NBA, and in 2002, LeBron tried to enter the NBA but was considered ineligible because he had not yet graduated from high school. In his senior year in high school, James averaged 31.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 3.4 steals per game. For his performances, he was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball for 3 years in a row. He was highlighted on the cover of Sports Illustrated, which was evidence of his extraordinary skills in basketball. People were getting crazy for him, and they wanted to see him in the NBA. All his matches were having seating problems because massive fans were coming to watch him play. The real start occurred in 2003 when the Cleveland Cavaliers chose him in a draft pick for their team. He was finally selected by an NBA team, and that's how the king of basketball began to amaze people from around the world through his sports. He scored 25 points for his first game in the NBA and averaged 20.9 points, 5.9 assists, and 5.5 rebounds per game that year. He was awarded the Rookie of the Year award by the NBA. At that time, he had a crazy fan following because nobody had seen such a legendary player like him in the NBA before. He amazed his fans because the way he used to play proved that what they had seen was just a trailer. In every new game, he came up with new strategies and new strengths. He became the youngest player in the NBA to score a triple-double. He was selected in the All-NBA team for his excellent performance that season. In 2006, he became the reason for the Cavaliers to qualify for the playoffs for the first time. James signed a 4-year contract with the Cavaliers for $60 million for playing for them until the 2009-2010 season. James took the Cavaliers to the playoffs in every consequent year with his constant performances. But James was disheartened at not being able to win the NBA championship. So, when his contract with the Cavaliers ended in 2010, he decided on joining the Miami Heat. Miami had brilliant players and they were sharing the load with James. In the first season, they didn't get a chance to win the championships because of losing in the NBA Finals. But in 2012, LeBron improved his performance to help his team to secure the NBA championship, which quieted his critics forever. He accomplished all the brilliant success that he could, which made him one of the most successful basketball players of his generation. This was not it. James had a hunger for winning that made him win the title again in 2013. James has 4 NBA Most Valuable Player awards and has been selected on 9 NBA All-Star teams in his entire career. In an interview with LeBron James, he said, "I treated it like every day was my last day with basketball." LeBron James has become a global superstar, having an unmatched fan following in the US and around the world. He started his journey from homeless, and now he is the worth mentioning part of the NBA. He has also been part of 2 Olympic gold medal winning teams. He had more than $56 million of earnings in 2013, making him the highest paid basketball player and one of the top paid athletes in the world. With a net worth of $500 million, James spends $1.5 million on his body per year because he knows that he will rule basketball, and to do so, he should be fit like no one else in the NBA. Have you ever imagined before that the king of basketball would have gone through all of this? I know that you guys are thinking that James truly deserves to be the NBA king, right? Don't be shy to share your thoughts about the success story of James. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to stay updated. Until the next video, take care and stay tuned.